Okay, so here we are. So tomorrow I'm actually gonna start a road trip. Well, not so much of a road trip, but at least I'm going to go from France to Switzerland in Luzern. And yeah, I actually want to show you and let's give it a try. Actually, do some better road planner planning. And I'll report tomorrow actually what has been the deal. So we're gonna be living close to Bourges in Ottawa in France, and actually going to Horb, which is close to Luzern. So Horb is actually, if I see my cursor, it's actually south of Luzern, close to the lake. And if you look at Bourges, I mean, this is actually in the center of the Green Valley, it's called, which is in France. So very nice city here. So actually, a better road planner tells me that, so I mean, the car is charged to 80%. And it tells me actually that I would go and make a stop in Kriegstetten in Switzerland, arriving at 13%. And charge for 8 minutes and go to 43%. So actually, I'm not really a big fan of this stretch from Bern to, I mean, not almost Zurich, but halfway to Zurich. I don't really like this motorway. It's pretty flat. There's not a lot of good views. So my plan actually is to drive a little bit longer in time and actually go through Interlaken. So let's actually add a little waypoint here and recalculate the trip. So let's see what it says. Yeah, so actually now we've changed. So it's about half an hour longer, but I mean the views are going to be much more stunning for the trip tomorrow. So so it says actually taking the same route in the beginning, go via Geneva, and why is it always doing that? I mean, I don't want to go via the city center. I actually want to go via the motorway, so I need to add a waypoint here. Again, yeah, that's here, so let's do it. And yeah, okay, that's good. So now it tells me that I should stop in Rübingen, arriving at 13% and should charge up to 50% to arrive in Horb with around 18%. The trip time is 3 hours 53, so we will see how real that is. Google Maps timings are a little bit different, so we'll see that. And yeah, I mean, we'll report back tomorrow what how the road is, and if you actually arrive with 13%. I'm also going to be a small video in the car, which will tell me how much I arrive at in Rübingen to see the difference. Oh, one last thing. I actually changed the parameters for the car in a better road planner because I found it to be much more realistic. So for standard range plus, like I have, reference consumption not 160 like it says, but 145. But the key difference is to put the battery degradation at 7%. And actually, when you do that, I get much more realistic data, also consumption. So in here, if we just redo it, we're going to see here, if we click, so that's a top tip. You can click on here and actually get your average watt-hour per kilometer. So we'll check tomorrow if we actually achieve 143 or if it's slightly above or slightly less. So talk to you tomorrow then. Cheers. Okay, so good morning. So we're now in the car, and so we are at 80% if all goes well. 82%. Okay, good. So we have 2% margin. Really good. And okay, let's have a look at what it says. So, I mean, if we navigate to the supercharger in Rübingen, where we should be heading today, let's see how much percentage it tells us we will arrive with. 14%. So that's a percent difference versus a better route planner. To the downside, because better route planner was starting with 80%, arriving at 13. So here we're at 82%, arriving at 14. So let's see what we do and how much we do it today. Thank you. Okay, so we've arrived in the supercharger in Rubingen. So, how about the stats? So we actually have arrived with 21%. So the calculator was actually off by 7%. And as you have seen on the time lapse that I've just done, I mean, we had some rain for the last third of the road and quite some heavy rain as well. I mean, it's still raining now, so I mean, I need to get wet somehow. So I'm actually going to be charging the car immediately. So let's have a look. Oh my goodness, it's raining. Okay, so CCS plug, come here, then plug, wait, blue, go back in the car. It's not really good. So it's gonna start. So I mean, as you can see from the so we've been driving 2 hours and 12. We did 210 kilometers, which means that the average speed is about if I'm not mistaken, about 100 kilometers an hour, something like that. So now we're charging and the speed is ramping up, which is good. But because we arrived with 21%, I don't expect that we get that much crazy speeds, to be honest. Normally you get the better speed when you arrive with about 10%. So, and also this supercharger, if I'm not mistaken, is given 450 kilowatt. Yeah, as you can see, we're getting 109, so not much more than that. Okay, so now I'm gonna head to the fuel station, which is somewhere over there. You can see a little bit better, yeah. And I'm gonna get some food. Okay, so back in the car. I'm all crazy wet. I mean, look at this beautiful weather. And I mean, that's one of the problems of superchargers, really. I mean, it's designed for when it's not raining. I mean, look at how many stalls we have here. I think there are 16 in total. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of starting to fog, so I'm gonna go in auto. So I was actually driving on manual, 20 degrees. As you can see, I mean, he wants to demist. He knows I actually brought a lot of humidity in the car. My goodness. So 21, otherwise I'm gonna be a bit cold. One of the good things with superchargers is that it will actually pull the power from the plug and not from the car. So what have I got? So I've got some very Swiss stuff, as you can see. It's all bloody wet. So a little Schinken und Käse croissant, jambon fromage. These ones you can only find in Switzerland, but they are delicious. Yeah, it's some kind of petit écolier in French. But these ones are just much better because they have some Caillet chocolates on it. And of course, because it's the morning, a large latte macchiato from Emmy. Oh my goodness. So I mean, I had to pay 12 francs for all of that, so which is fairly acceptable for Switzerland. So let's wait still about 15%. So you see in 10 minutes it managed to put about 25% in the battery, 35%, sorry. So it's really going pretty fast. I mean, let's have a look. Okay, so we're still pulling 62 kilowatts. Of course, this is not as much as it could do. I think by 56% typically it would get 75 to 80 kilowatt when the battery has been started charging at lower state of charge, or if it's a little bit warmer. But still, I mean, this is crazy fast. So I enjoy my breakfast and then we follow the road. Okay, so we're done supercharging. Let's go to Horb. Looks like we've reached the pass. The pass altitude is 1,013 meters. So now we should go down. So we have 48% of battery, and tells me that I will arrive with 45% in 38 kilometers. So I think we're down now, so I mean we recovered 2% of battery, so we're at 50%. And I mean these tunnels are a pain, and as you can see I have to activate the windscreen wipers all of the time because I guess it's pretty warm in here. It's probably 21, 22 degrees, and outside it's been raining and it's very cold. I mean, it's like 15 degrees outside. So every time you get into a tunnel when it's raining and it's cold outside, you get this misting all of the time, which is annoying. But that does that with every car in every tunnel. It's not specific to Tesla. Don't be worried. So as you can see, we've arrived after 111 kilometers with 125 watt-hour per kilometer as a consumption. 14 kilowatt hours has been used, which is actually very good regarding the fact it's been raining most of the trip, and I've been driving at the speed limit most of the time as well. So it's a really good consumption. Also arrived with 45%, so that's been a consumption of 25% for 110 kilometers, which is absolutely good.